In this video, we'll be going over 5 gift ideas for under $150 for that special fisherman in your life. Ho ho ho, welcome back to Inspirational Outdoors. I'm Jake McHugh, and this channel is all about helping you catch more fish while out on the water. I do gear reviews along with on-the-water footage to help you learn more about the great outdoors. If that's something that interests you, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, but I can't promise to you that I'll always be wearing this hat. So this video is part 1 of the new series that I'm starting that is full of gift ideas for the holiday season. And I will have links down in the description to all the gear that I mentioned throughout this video. Part 2 and part 3 will be coming out shortly as well, and those 2 videos are targeted towards items that are under $50 and $20, so that way you have gifts to go along with these bigger ticket items, or you have some stocking stuffers as well. So make sure you stay tuned and be on the lookout for those videos in the near future. So to kick things off at number 1, it's a rod and reel combo. And I know that's not really a surprising gift to give anyone, but a lot of people might want a rod and reel combo for Christmas, so that'd be a great gift to get them. When it comes to spinning rods, it's pretty easy for me to recommend, and I highly recommend the Pflueger President spinning reel. Is usually a $70 setup, and that is really great for the money. It's very well built, and the reel has got like 10 bearings and is really smooth. I either recommend getting the 6'6" medium or the 7-foot medium setup, and I recommend getting a nice 8 carrier braid to go along with that. For example, like the Suffix 832 or Sunline SX1, and I recommend going about a 10-pound braid. That will cover you for most situations. You could do pretty much whatever a spinning rod setup is made for. Wacky rigs, drop shots, Ned rigs, shaky heads, the list goes on. You can even throw tubes for smallmouth with that setup. So I highly recommend this, and altogether with the line and the rod and reel setup, you're looking at maybe $90 tops. So that is a really, really great combo, and it's what I highly recommend when it comes to spinning rod setups. With casting setups, you have a little bit more options with Luz and Abu Garcia. When it comes to the Luz combos, I highly recommend looking at the Laser MG speed spool, which retails around $100, and there's the Mach 1 combo, and that retails around $150, but when looking around on Amazon, I've found it as low as $125 from time to time. Mach 1 is definitely the better combo of the two. It comes with an IM8 graphite rod with wing grips, so it's a little bit more sensitive being that IM8. The Laser comes with an IM6, so it's a little bit lower quality and a little less sensitive, but it's still a nice setup overall. Both of these reels are smooth and built solid with their 8 bearing systems and no plastic parts, and they both have 15 pounds of drag. There really isn't that much of a difference, I think, with these reels. Obviously, the higher end one will have a little bit more features, but I think the biggest price difference when it comes to the combos is you're paying for the rod. With that IM8, you're definitely getting a much better rod compared to the IM6 with the Laser, but both of them should do pretty good overall. When it comes to Abu Garcia, there's a lot more options, so I'll try to break them down as best as I can. Starting around $100, we have 2 combos. We have the Jordan Lee combo and the Pro Max combo. The reel on the Pro Max combo has 8 bearings and has a 1-piece solid graphite frame, while the Jordan Lee only has 6 bearings, but it has a similar graphite frame as well. Both of the rods come with a 24-ton graphite construction. The only difference with the rods is that the Pro Max comes with EVA grips, while the Jordan Lee comes with wing grips, which is a slight advantage in my opinion. Next up at $80, we have the Silver Max combo, and this is a really interesting setup due to the fact that it seems a lot alike, if not exactly the same as the Jordan Lee combo, just without his name on it. All the reel specs match or check out, and the only difference between the rods is that with the Silver Max combo you get EVA grips, while with the Jordan Lee you get wing grips. So if you want to consider this, you would be saving $20 by getting this setup over the Jordan Lee model. Lastly, at $55, we have the Black Max combo, and that's a 5-bearing system with a 1-piece graphite framing and a 24-ton construction graphite rod as well. This rod setup is definitely targeted towards more beginners or people who want to try out Baitcasters for the very first time, and you will definitely see a difference in build quality when comparing this to the other rods mentioned thus far. With all these casting models, I recommend getting the 7-foot medium heavy or the closest equivalent to that, and I recommend getting either 30 or 40 pound braid to put on these rod setups. The braided line will help beginners learn how to cast a Baitcaster more easily due to its low to no memory, and it's the best line to use in cover. I will have links down in the description to all the exact models that I recommend in each of these combo setups. When you have one of these combos paired with the line that I recommend, it will open up a new world to people who have never used baitcasters before, and you'll be able to fish a lot more popular techniques that are used in bass fishing, like a Texas rig up to 3/8 of an ounce, pitching, flipping, and frogging in like moderate cover, along with throwing swim jigs, which is one of my personal favorites as well. For gift idea number 2, we're going to be talking about reels, and these reels are going to be a little bit nicer reels than what you would get with your traditional combo setup, and something that you would want to pair with a nicer rod. For spinning reels, I still recommend that Pflueger President for $60 by itself, even though you can get it with the combo. This is still a reel that I wouldn't mind actually putting on a nicer rod than what you would get with that combo, and I highly recommend the reel on its own as well. 2 other reels to keep an eye out for is the Daiwa BG around $100 retail and the Exceler LT for around $80. If you shop around on like Amazon, you can find the BG down to $80 and the Exceler is down to $60, which is a really great deal for the money in my opinion. And I recently actually did a review on the Exceler LT. I will link it up in the cards up here and down in the description below if you want more of an in-depth review on this reel. It's a really great one for the money. For bait casting reels, there's a lot to choose from. There's many options between Lew's, Shimano, and Daiwa. So let's get into that right away. To start with Shimano, you have 2 options in the SLX around $100 and the Cardiff around $120. The SLX has 4 bearings and a variable braking system. It's constructed of high rigid metals, which gives it a very strong construction while keeping the weight low and limiting flex. At the time of this video being made, you can find this reel on Amazon for around $90, which is a very, very great deal. The Shimano Cardiff is a Swimbait reel at an entry price. It comes with 5 bearings, and in a way it's the best of both worlds because you have the large line capacity of a round wheel that is needed for throwing big baits and fighting big fish, but yet it's still small profile enough where you can palm it like a low profile baitcaster. With Daiwa baitcasters, I would look at the CR80 at $80 retail and the Fuego CT at $110 retail. The CR80 has 8 bearings and is pretty darn smooth, and it only weighs 6.9 ounces, which is really light for a baitcasting reel, and it can be found as low as $61 on Amazon. The Fuego CT has the best attributes of a mechanical braking system with magnetic braking technology. It has 6 bearings along with a carbon drag of 13.2 pounds. And if you shop around, you can find it for around $75 at the lowest that I found. To finish off with Lew's, there's a lot of options in a range of very different prices. Your cheapest option at $60 is the American Heroes Speed Spool, and that comes in at 7.2 ounces, and it has 10 pounds of drag with 5 double shield stainless steel bearings. Around $100, you have the Speed Spool LFS, and this is an awesome reel. I actually used to own one of these before I sold it to a friend, but this is a really great reel. This reel is super smooth with 10 bearings, only weighs 7.1 ounces, and has 15 pounds of drag, and it has really nice cast control with adjustable external magnetic control system on the outside, and I've really had great luck with this reel in the past. The only reason I sold it was to buy another BB1. At $140, we have the Lew's Tournament MB, and honestly, this is the best reel that you can buy for the money. Just like the LFS Speed Spool, this reel has 10 bearings as well. It has 14 pounds of drag, but it is lighter at 6.7 ounces. One of the coolest things about this reel is the fact that the tension knob for the spool has an audible click on it, which is perfect for dialing in the tension when you're adjusting for different baits, and it's really nice for casting. Another cool feature that it has is the multi-setting brake system, or what Lew's calls it is the MSB. And basically what that is that on the outside of the reel, it has a magnetic braking system, while on the inside it still has 4 centrifugal brakes. So it gives you a lot of control for casting. Given its really nice solid build and awesome design, it's well worth the $140 in my opinion. But depending on the gear ratio that you purchase, you can get it down for as low as $120 on Amazon, and that's an awesome deal for this reel. One last reel to mention from Lew's, and I am kind of cheating with this reel because I think it retails around $160, but depending on the gear ratio that you buy, you can get it down to 150 on Amazon. That would be the Lose BB1. And this is my favorite reel of all time probably. And the reason being is that it's the casting distance. I get at least 10 more yards of casting distance than any other reel that I have, if not more, easily more. But I can just launch everything a country mile with this reel, and I just love it so much. And it's just such a nice looking reel. I mean, I just love the looks of this thing. This reel is super, super solid and rigid with its dyed cast aluminum framing. It's got 10 bearings, 14 pounds of drag, has an awesome centrifugal brake system that really allows me to get a lot of casting distance. It's got a audible clicker for the spool tension, just like the Tournament MB. I'm not sure if the mic picked that up the best, but that is really awesome for adjusting the spool tension to get the most casting distance out of the reel. And last but not least, it has this awesome 30 or 95 millimeter cranking handle, and that is awesome for any type of power fishing like crankbaits, spinner baits, swim jigs, flipping and pitching. I really can just grind down on the fish, get them in the boat as quickly as possible. I really love this reel. I can't say enough about it. I own way too many, but if you can't find it for $150 or like any type of deal, it's definitely worth that extra $10 and pay full retail for it. It's such an awesome reel. I love it so much. I can't say enough about it. One thing to make note of with all the Lose reels that I mentioned, minus the American Hero Speed Spool, which is the cheapest option, all of them come with a lube port that you can access underneath on the bottom side of the reel. There's a little screw right here. I'm not sure if the light can really catch it, but there's a spot that comes out and it gives you access to the gears inside the reel handle there. And that's really nice for lubing the reel every so often. It helps you keep the reel lasting longer, and it just keeps it in a nice working order. So that's one feature to consider when looking at purchasing a reel. That's one thing that I really enjoy about these reels, is that I can take care of them and they'll last me a long time. When it comes to gear ratios, there's a lot of options that all these reels come in, and it can get very confusing real quickly. So to make it simple for you, the slower gear ratios like your 5.3 to 1, your 5.6 to 1, that is perfect for deep crankbaits, chatterbaits, and swim baits in my opinion. Your 6.3 to 6.8 is like a good all-around gear ratio. I really like that a lot for finesse swim jigs and square bill crankbaits. And your faster gear ratio is like your 7 to 1 gear ratio. That is perfect for anything that you're fishing in heavy cover. Frogging, flipping, pitching. I love throwing it on heavier swim jigs along with lipless crankbaits. The industry is coming out with faster and higher speed gear ratios like 8 to 1 or 8.3 to 1, but I haven't jumped on that bandwagon yet due to the fact that with the higher speed gear ratio, you're losing a lot of winching power. So the 7 to 1 is the highest I would go because you get a lot of line brought in yet, but you don't lose all the winching power. For gift idea number 3, we're going to be talking about rods. Now this is geared towards someone who is looking for a nicer rod or something that's more technique specified, and I highly recommend the Dobyns Fury for the money. They retail around $110 to $120 brand new, but when shopping around this time of the year, you can find them even less when on sale. I really love this rod for the money, and majority of my arsenal is filled with this line. I have had no issues whatsoever with this rod series, and it comes with really nice guides, cork handles, and a really nice reel seat. This rod series comes in both casting and spinning, and some of the rod models that I recommend for the casting is the 735, the 734, the 733, and the 705 CB or crankbait model. The 733 and the 734 are great for most situations in light to moderate cover. I use it a lot for Texas rigs and lighter jigs, and I happen to use the 733 all the time for the Luke Clausen casting jig made by Dirty Jigs. 705 CB is my dedicated lipless crankbait rod with 30-pound braid and a high-speed reel, but I do feel like this rod would be great for shallow or square bill crankbaits, along with chatterbaits on braided line. Without a doubt in my mind, my favorite rod of this line is the 735 casting rod, and this is the ultimate frog rod for the money. I own like 3 of these rods. I just love it so much, but with 50-pound braid, I don't think there's a better frogging rod that you can find for the money. I've also thrown smaller swim baits on this rod, along with California and No Jack swim jigs from Dirty Jigs. They are a swim jig with a beefy hook, and this rod definitely can handle that. I've also in a pinch thrown 20-pound fluoro on this rod and flipped and pitched in heavier cover, and it's done the trick as well. When it comes to spinning rods, I usually use the 703 for traditional spinning setups like wacky rigs, shaky heads, and tubes for smallmouth. But if you're looking for something a little bit more finessey for like Ned rigs and drop shots, I also highly recommend the 702. For gift idea number 4, we're gonna make it a lot simpler and easier, and we're gonna go with a nice pair of fishing sunglasses. There's a lot of companies out there that make fishing sunglasses, but I highly recommend going with like Oakley or Costa Del Mar, which I have right here. And I actually have the 580G or the glass model, which means the lens is actually made out of glass, but I probably recommend the 580p or the polycarbonate or plastic model over these due to the fact that they'd be much lighter. These do get heavier throughout the day, but they are still a really, really nice piece of glass and are really awesome for fishing. If you're looking for some more affordable options, there's a lot of stuff on Amazon actually. You can have Strike King, or there's this off-name brand called Cast King, and I actually purchased some of their sunglasses earlier this year. They're sitting in my car right now. Forgot about to grab them before I started making this video, but those are really, really nice for the money as well. I think I paid like 20 bucks for those, and they come with a nice carrying case as well. A pair of nice polarized sunglasses for fishing does go a really long way and is somewhat overlooked, but they are super, super nice, and it would make an awesome gift idea. Like, just look at me. Don't I look like a better fisherman? I definitely look like a better Santa. Like, I can see through the wall with these things. For the 5th and final gift idea, and probably the coolest one in my opinion on this list, it's definitely this PC fishing backpack. This is the ultimate backpack for onshore fishing or pond hoppers. If you got a niece or nephew or a kid of your own, or if you know anyone that's younger and they pond hop a lot, this is definitely the backpack to give them, in my opinion, for the holidays. I can't say enough about this. It's got really nice zippers on it. It's got nylon water resistant fabric throughout the whole bag. It's got a rain fly underneath it, so if it gets really wet or really rainy out, you can cover the whole thing up and make it completely waterproof. It's got compartments like out of this world. Like, you need to protect your sunglasses, just throw it in this sunglassed molded top compartment here that's just got a hard shell on it. Your glasses aren't gonna break in there. It's got nice webbing right here and here to hold your accessories like your pliers. This big compartment up here, I can fit everything but the kitchen sink in it. And I usually throw my scale in here. I throw my camera gear a lot of times. This is really nice for license or your phone. It's all waterproof right in there. But I can't say enough about this bag. You can get it with or without tackle trays. With tackle trays, you're looking at about $96 brand new. And without tackle trays, I believe it's $84. But I decided to not get it with tackle trays because I have so many to begin with. It's almost like an addiction. But I can fit 4 Plano 3600s in here, no problem. And that's a lot of tackle, a lot of tackle, a lot of tackle. And that's only the tackle boxes. You get on the sides here and they have this nice kind of folded divider, expandable divider for your soft plastic baits. And it holds so much in there that it's the ultimate tackle system for pond hopping, in my opinion. It's got really, really nice padding in the back and shoulders. And I can't say enough about this bag. It's awesome. I have tried to fit as much gear I could in this bag, and it was like too much for me to carry. Like, I was like aching by the time I got to the pond that I was walking to, and it's like, my car's right there, why are you so lazy? But it's like, no, I just have that much packed. So you definitely can fit a lot in here. I throw my camera in the top part of it half the time when I'm pond hopping, and if the fish aren't biting or if I'm moving from spot to spot and I don't want to carry my camera in one hand, I can fit it in the top compartment. There's so much room in here. It's so nice, and I can't say enough about this. I mean, this is just would be one of the coolest gifts to give a young adult, teen, or a kid that's really into fishing. This would probably be the gift to give them. I plan to do a more in-depth review of this backpack in the near future. I really enjoyed using it a lot over the summer, and I have a lot of thoughts and feelings that I want to share about this backpack, along with showing some more wicked B-roll of it as well. I really think I came up with an awesome tackle solution for pond hopping or shore fishing with this backpack, and I kind of want to share that with that video as well. So that's going to do it for this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it and got something out of it. Let me know down in the comments below if you feel like I'm missing something from this list and you have a great gift idea for the holidays. If you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the bell. That way you get notified when I drop future videos just like this one here. And last but not least, always remember, life is better when you're fishing. Peace.